Stand to my course and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time, well, we're doing a fairly decent job of pushing back on the enemy. We managed to get a roughneck, some brand new risk tech, which will be pretty interesting to actually see whether or not we put into service, although that cannon that we found is absolutely going to be put onto one of my mechs. I just don't know which one, but I have the hunger for more salvage, and this mission actually was going to pay out pretty terribly. It was 500-something thousand C-bills or 5 of 21 priority salvage. Guess which one we took. 5 skull mission, capture, recovery mission. Let's rock and roll, cause some damage. Looking like we're dropping down to the middle of a valley. AMS protection's going down. ECM systems engaging, but it is turn 1, and so everybody's sensors are off. Looks like we'll actually be able to sneak in on the back of the enemy. Is this true? Am I about to arrive in their rear, which may actually be the greatest position possibly, or am I stuck? I appear to be mobile and aggressive. Surprisingly, the Mackie managing to win out on the initiative wars. Set this to overload and prepare a sniper artillery shell. Since we have a couple of locations on targets, let's drop one here. We're here. We have firepower. Get ready to have fun. Alright, let's take our opportunity to go through, make sure all of our weapons are set to overload, turn off the tag barrage. We have the Onager back, by the way, in case you didn't know. I should probably do the entire introductions, so let me finish going through everybody overloading, and then I'll go tell everybody who everybody is. Alright, so we have Finn in the Vulture with the Twin Arrow 4 technology designed for maximum long-range punch and is incredibly deadly. Howl in her Gausswolf, pair of Gauss rifles and 6 medium lasers for solid, reliable cavalry design. Jester rocking twin thumpers and twin LRM-15s with swarm ammunition in the Emperor, one of our more powerful and accurate long-range mechs. Mockingbird driving the Mackie, and Death Crusade in the King CRAC with the quad rotary autocannon 5s for all of your blasting needs. Showboat driving her Black Knight, doing that's AMS ammunition, doing 40 damage apparently on melee. It actually does something in the neighborhood of 500 damage, 823 I want to say, when the Endo TSM is on, which happens when she gets hot. And then once we kick in Berserker, she does 1234 damage for a lot of fun. Paradox in the Onager, one of our cooker mechs designed with the paraplasma cannons and twin MML-15s with Hydra ammunition, as well as a whole bunch of Inferno SRMs should they be required, and a very effective mech for this sort of work, and a little bit of AMS protection. And Coach finally in the Marauder, one of our older designs, but designed for pretty decent hole punching, a Gauss rifle and a pair of large heavy clan lasers. Lots of fun there, and a tag barrage just to cook people. So now that we've introduced everybody, let's have the Onager push on forward. The Onager actually should be one of my mechs that should be a little bit closer to the enemy, so that I can actually try and get those SRMs on. It is a 65-ton catapult, and is pretty solid if I do say so myself, and I have. So now we'll just continue to rain on with the arrows and the artillery. Just going to hit the locations where our reconnaissance says the enemy may be located at some point. We missed by 0% on that shot. Beautiful. Jester in the Emperor. The Emperor will also start moving on towards the location. Set it up. Now, more often, because of the high accuracy of the Emperor, we tend to run out of our shape charge shells pretty hard because we can just start landing shape charge shells. But in these situations, we can shell everything. Ooh, we hit something good. So it zoomed in like that in order to give us a beauty shot of something exploding. So we did actually manage to get a good touch onto the target, and I'm very happy with that. I don't quite want to lock everybody in, and Howl's not exactly the fastest pilot ever. King CRAC will move, sure, right here in the corner. That way we can start vectoring in later on. It'll be pretty fun. Howl, take your Gausswolf and position yourself for the next round. I think this is a path up, but I'm not positive. So we want to make sure that we're positioning ourselves in such a way that we don't block each other and that we prepare to continue to move in future rounds. So we're a little bit clustered, which is a little bit dangerous, but hey, I think we can make it work eventually. Showboat a little bit stuck. Probably should have realized this was going to happen at some point, but our AMS will cover everybody as we hopefully protect ourselves. Oh, we got Thumper artilleries. Ooh, nailing the Vulture on that one. It's rather surprising, actually, with no sensors on turn 1, managing to actually hit us dead on. I call shenanigans. We have a Bola, as well as Stalker off in the distance. Quite a powerful mech, the Stalker. Sort of the upgrade to what we would want to do with the Vulture. We actually had a Stalker in another campaign once, which was equipped with 4 arrows, and it was ungodly powerful. It was the sort of mech that you would pick and go, I have no need of any other mech type. Just give me a massive company of nothing but these Stalkers and I shall win the war. Marauder coming on in, but I'm going to assume It's a bloody long Tom one. He did manage to miss, so there is that working for us, but that does need to explode at some point soon because the long Tom Marauder, while incredibly common, is also fairly dangerous, especially if it manages to get a hit on you that's potentially 100 damage off of that cannon. Cyclops, interesting type of mech. Quite the fan of the Cyclops in terms of look. Not sure if we're ever going to actually get one, though, unfortunately. Hybrid TBM LRM carrier will our overloaded AMS. They are truly focused on the Vulture. Luckily for us, our point defense has the Thunderbolts covered. A little bit of the LRM fire managed to get through, but other than that, nothing too dangerous. So Finn finally gets to respond. Obviously, he's going to start laying down on the hybrid TBM LRM carrier. We're going to drop a pair of Inferno missiles. I don't need to hit you, so I just need to get close. A little bit of cook going on now. So two vehicles standing close to each other when you've got artillery mechs is a recipe for disaster for them. Unfortunately, the enemy did bring a minefield, so this is going to be quite painful. Shift over to the side a little bit. Landmines managed to deal 3 damage to both of our legs, which is not the worst pain in the world, but you never want to make it happen. Oh god, this has got to die immediately. I did not realize we were dealing with a Jess tactical missile carrier. So the Jess 2s have a variety of ammunition of such... Oh great, it's a stone rhino. So that's the Dreadnought. As you can see, this is a very powerful Risk mech. The Spinal Mount Heavy Gauss Rifle is incredibly accurate, as we've noticed. A pair of heavy PPCs and light PPCs for maximum pain. And then his sensor system is a built-in AMS defense, which is quite powerful and accurate. Looks like we're dealing with the Thunderbolt version? 12? Yeah, looks like a Thunderbolt version.
Orders?
So we have a lot of targets that are in need of death and dying, and, well, it's going to take a little bit to get to that point.
What's up, Commander?
King Crack, I'd love to get you in range to shoot somebody, but I'm just not sure if it's going to end up happening.
Waiting for
Showboat is stuck, and Coach in the Marauder can get forward. No, he can't. So this path does not actually exist, unfortunately. We'll have to continue our path on around.
Waiting for orders.
So I need anybody up front. Mockingbird. You have shooting's good. Get you in a corner, or I can... No, we have to continue down this road. Jeez, we're stuck on a road. That's a major problem. Okay, give me an artillery inferno round. And target the Jess 2 tactical missile carrier. Well, let's start getting some paint on them. Oh, somebody popped. In fact, we managed to pop the LRM carrier, or the hybrid TBM LRM carrier. So that's actually a really good pickup for us. The Jess 2 pulling back, focusing on the Vulture. Will our point defense be sufficient to keep him alive? He went for mines again, I believe, which is not a terrible thing. We are very clustered and forced to move through a very, very narrow choke point, which is not exactly ideal. Continue to run down. We need to get ourselves to some open ground. We've exposed the King Crack a little bit, but I think we'll be able to cover that as we continue to move. Coach, please move. Good. Coach was blocking. Get the Marauder going down. And we'll just continue rushing down the hill as fast as we can. Gauss Wolf also going to take a run. Luckily for us, not being in mines this time. I was a little bit worried about it. Maybe if I had Swarm instead. That might have worked. I just have major concerns and fears about incoming heavy weapons. Which is why I'm trying to cover everybody as best as I can. Attack ground. Where'd you go? Where's that Jess 2? Actually, do I have a shot on the Jess 2? 33% is not good enough. So no, we do not have a shot on the Jess 2, but I can attack ground like so. The Hydras will not reach, but the Swarms will. So we're going to continue with the high explosives and the general shelling going down. To cause as much damage as we can. We got a couple of good hits on the target, which is important. We are getting a decent amount of damage onto the mech, but it's going to take a little bit more work to actually get everything taken care of.
Hey there.
Onager has managed to overload its weapon systems, which is not ideal. I do, however, have an LRM strike on the Thumper artillery as well as the Avatar. A couple other vehicles inside. Hetzer UAC. Yeah, let's remove the Hetzer.
Target acquired.
So getting a little bit of fire on there. Unfortunately, did not cause as much damage as I was hoping for. I wanted to make sure the UAC Hetzer exploded. It didn't end up happening. I just need a little bit more fire focused onto the Jess missile carrier, and then I won't have to worry about him The heaviest thing about this carrier is the fact that these weapon systems have multiple ammunition types, which include things like swarm missiles, which don't care if they miss, standard Artemis missiles, which will deal lots of damage to you should they, well, not lots of damage, but they're incredibly accurate. We got hit by that all in time. Damn it. We're trying to push through, and it's becoming a problem. They really hate my Vulture. Speaking of, when are you moving? 17? What? Point defense systems kicking in to save Finn's Vulture. Jeez. We're about to get outsped by everything. There's kind of nothing I can do about it.
Damage minimal.
But we're getting absolutely fried. But one of the things the heavy missile carrier also carries is Hydra ammunition, which means he can flood us with 60 LRMs of that type, which is not particularly helpful to us. Okay. The chest is still outside of our range. I want this Hetzer UAC dead. He has an Ultra 20 and I can't allow that to be anywhere near me, because that is an insane amount of direct fire damage.
Vehicle down.
Now, Paradox is standing still. I'm a little surprised they're not focusing on him, and they're instead trying to keep hitting the Vulture. I understand that the Infernos are incredibly dangerous to them. They may be prioritizing that, but I'm a little bit surprised that they're able to get all these shots in on the target, and no hits. Must have been mortars then. Despite the missile sound effect, that was not missiles, I don't believe. So we're going to have to keep that in mind as things move forward. What are you? You're a marksman artillery vehicle? Sniper rifle with Inferno. You need to die and I need to steal your ammo. Right. Avatar's moving forward. More fire onto the Onager. They're just... yeah, they've overwhelmed my AMS. My AMS is cut out. You are now vulnerable and on your own, sir. If I can get to him... if I can run him before the Jest 2, I can kill the Jest 2. But if the Jest 2 gets there first, I'm dead. Alright, Marauder shifting to the side. You already fired, didn't you? Oh no, that was probably... Missile Marauder? There is a Missile Marauder. Oh, shh.
Can't vent all
Oh, damn it. Falling down is going to knock him down by 10. He's not going to move.
Oh, Commander.
Alright, this is a problem in the extreme. Because that Just 2 missile carrier is just sitting there waiting for it. So, counter battery operations are underway. We're trying to get things under control. Got it. Okay, so the Just 2's down. The Mackie is untouched. The Mackie's going to brace. So, alright, so the Just 2 is out. We need to continue to work our way through all of these weapon systems. Is that a path up the road or not? It's not clear, and I can't tell. And I'll waste a lot of time by figuring it out.
On my way.
King Crack continuing to try and push into a good position to finally start getting underway to start shooting people. You can move up here. You will test to see whether or not it's there because you're a fairly fast mech.
Yes, Commander.
Got my direct fire group rushing as fast as I can to try and get lines of sight on the enemy.
What can I do for you?
The Black Knight honestly can't afford to space too far away. Back up a little bit. No, it's painful, but at this point, we need to cover Jester or Finn on the ground as much as we possibly can. What do you got? Bola, yeah, they're all trash. Terrible shots on all. So we normal attack ground. Alright, we have a Thumper artillery vehicle. I kind of want to take the Marksman. The Marksman is more dangerous to us. He has Inferno ammunition, so if we don't get him under control, then life is about to be levels of pain that I really don't want to deal with. We also have to take out the Marauder. The Marauder is just dangerous to us. And what are you? You're a Cyclops. You're an Anubis. Yeah, target the Marksman. Twin artillery. Start getting some hits down. Start getting some pressure down. And you can start moving in with the rest of the group. You may have just blocked everybody. Oh god. How are you not dead? The modifier that you just ate was ridiculous. I'm gonna vigilance you because they're gonna shoot at you again. And we know it's gonna happen. So you're gonna move in nice and tight right here.
She's running too hot.
And you're gonna
Gotta
brace.
shut her down.
So next turn we'll get back under temperature and we might start being able to gauge again. But keeping the Arrow Vulture under control like that is a huge problem. He only rolled enough fins up. Okay, good.
Standing by.
So can I actually shoot at anybody? I can if I only fire one. Thumper artillery is blown up as artillery. Your long-term cannon is dangerous. You don't have an indirect fire. You have only 20 missiles of indirect. You have 20 missiles of indirect. You are my target, marksman artillery. And it. Getting things started. I'm a little bit gun-shy about the fact that you're not going to be able to do much, but back under temperature, that keeps you safe. And we are working our way through the incoming artillery. Okay, Bola slipping on through the fire over here. And the Thumper is going to kill itself if it does that. If it walks into the fire like that, it'll constantly take turret damage and then it'll eventually explode. So the Matar is a pretty dangerous problem, also known as a stone rhino. It's a stone rhino, not a Matar. The reason why we know that is because the Matar is 110 tons and the stone rhino is 100 tons. This is not a convenience for the 20 to 100 ton scale because RogueTech includes super heavies which go all the way up to 200 tons. So it's not actually a Matar. It is a stone rhino, which makes it a clan mech technically. But it is also a Risk clan mech, so it is equipped with all the goodies that Risk has in its store. The advantage of its heavy PPC risks are that it never has damage drop off, so it will deal full damage to you no matter where it hits you. Unlike normal heavy PPCs, which drop off in damage the further away the target is. The light PPCs are just there for added effect. They can be fired in a variety of modes because they are Risk versions of them. However, they're not the worst thing in the world. It's that heavy Gauss rifle on the spinal mount, though, that I am truly worried about. That spinal heavy mounted Gauss rifle can deal a ton of damage in a very short period of time.
Confirmed.
Because, you know, it's a heavy Gauss rifle. It deals 150 to 180 damage, depending on how they have it set up. I believe, no, they have a, yeah, I believe they have a Gauss fire control system for it, which increases the damage further. So it is quite dangerous. Got a King Crab moving on in as well. Twin ballistic, twin missile, twin energy. Okay, so not a version of the King Crab that I'm normally used to. I think I saw Royal in there, but that can't be right. Because a Royal King Crab would have all kinds of other bonuses to it. I didn't even think they made a Royal version of the King Crab. We need to get that AMS working again, because as it stands right now, it's starting to hurt.
Right here.
Show me everybody else. Yeah, overloaded. Operational, but not doing anything, it seems.
Good to go.
Death Crusade, not in a position to help. Uramis is overloaded. I'm gonna flicker it just to make sure it's working. Alright.
Receiving you.
Keep the King Crack moving. The King Crack has to get towards the enemy. Once it gets on, once it's able to lay on target, it will deal hilarious amounts of damage. The trouble is you gotta get to that point, and that takes time, that takes a lot of effort. Gotta find that marksman. He may have disappeared. It's a problem. I need to know where that marksman artillery is. Well, I don't want to wait for him to shoot me. Lay it.
Taking the shot.
I was hoping to hit him. It was a risky maneuver. It did not pay off.
Ready for order.
Paradox, your onager is perfectly suited to engage quite a few people at a variety of ranges. I think the only thing I really care about right now, unless you've got a better sensor, Gauss rifle's normal. That's a perfectly normal stalker. Oh, you're the one of the avatars I like. You're a nice flexible avatar. Shoot. You, however, need to die. So let's see if we can't get a little Hydra ammo on. There we go. 14%, but who cares? We don't actually need to hit you. We just need to get near you. And of course, we deal area of effect, which is lovely.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Coach, your Marauder. It was a pathway through, and it contains a line of sight. Tag barrage not in range. So twin Ultra 10s, twin MRM 20s, and twin ER medium lasers. That's a scary amount of firepower. Plink him.
Engaging target.
Max raise Gauss. We missed by 0%. Oh, game, why must you do? Why do you such things?
Aye, aye.
Jester, your Emperor. I'm really kind of annoyed that we don't see the target. It's making my life difficult. You're gonna come around, you're gonna follow the Marauder on up that curve. No accuracy to fire this shot, but I am gonna keep the focus on the Marauder because it needs to die. It's far too dangerous to be left alive. Twin artillery shells, and then scatter everything. Ooh, did we get something good?
Took a hard hit there.
We're getting some interesting hits onto the target, but nothing too special just yet. I'm going to start moving down the way. My AMS should still be covering you.
Give them everything you've got.
And that'll keep us protected. So we've taken 25% off of the 3 supporting lances, which means we've almost removed one of these lances from the board. However, we've been focusing all of our efforts on knocking out their vehicles, because their vehicles are incredibly dangerous. Once we control the artillery duel, we can win. I'm not going to say easily, but it allows us to more aggressively fight. Okay, so 2 Cyclopses are on the field. Should have paid more attention to what the Cyclops said. The Anubis I'm not worried about. Anubises are scout jamming mechs, so they're not all that dangerous. Onager's going to take a little fire, but that's part of the plan, honestly. 65-ton mech. He needs to share a little bit of armor. It'll be fine. You'll notice he's doing pretty good. Managed to overload his AMS once again, but that's what happens when you don't have, top-tier pilots in the Onager yet. Actually, no, I think he's a gunnery 10 pilot, aren't you? You must not have enough equipment to support him. Because the higher your gunnery, the less chance you have of jamming your AMS. Becomes quite useful. Ow. The Marauder just tanking some hits. But it is a Marauder. So that's going to work out quite nicely. Although, no, the Marauder's a free for everybody. So, I was about to say, the long-time Marauder might not be a viable option for much longer. Because RogueTech makes sure that in the base game, that only models that are available to everyone. I'm going on a tangent. I don't even quite understand. Not quite sure why we went into that direction, but it doesn't matter. The artillery from that long tom has managed to get near hits, but it's nothing too serious just yet. We are still working on hanging on through it, and I think it'll work out for us. Because I think I can win the artillery duel, because he just went for a cook. He fired his the long tom Marauder fired his PPCs, he fired his main cannon. He's vulnerable. Bola opening fire with his cannon. Not quite sure which version of it he has, although I did see multiple icons for movement. So our marksman. There's our marksman over there, over the left. We also have another vehicle up here. A Shieldtron Echo. If I'm not mistaken, you're just normal missiles and a couple of MMLs, aren't you? So you're not a priority. The Shieldtron Prime, or just the normal Shieldtron, has a pair of arrows, which makes them incredibly dangerous and priority targets to anybody currently engaged. The Onager will probably finish off the Bola in the side. I don't think anybody else is going to be in range unless he can see the Marauder. Because if he can hit the Marauder, then that's obviously the primary target. I was living in a world, a brief, beautiful world, where that dreadnought did not exist. And then he walked back on the field.
Commander.
Alright, we gotta go deal with people. And I don't want to deal with them because they're dangerous. What do you got? Pair of 18s against the Anubis? Fire away. If you get lucky, you might blow something off of it. And if you don't, well, you have more than enough ammunition to continue this engagement for a very long period of time. Davian's pushing in on us, but we are going to push in on them. Next round, King Crack engages. We'll position him so he can just step on forward. Nah, we'll move in the open.
Aye, aye.
So next turn, King Crack comes over the hill and unloads on some poor fool.
Yes, Commander.
Jester's Emperor, Coach's Marauder, Paradox's Onager. We have the setup. Should I make the play? Let's make a push for it and see what ends up happening. I don't know where the temperature on this is going to go to. Not firing swarms, eh? Good, I'm firing hydras, okay. Just making sure. That's actually really important to know for what we're doing right now. Okay, so I do need you to see all primary targets, which you do from here, and you have ace pilot, so you don't need to move. You just need to target. Lay a sensor lock down on top of the Marauder. I'm trying to get an overheat on him. I'm investing quite a bit in making it happen too.
Lock it on with all weapons.
Okay, not sure where I hit. I got close, okay. Yeah, so he's taking the heat. Alright, now you're going to fall back because I do not want to face that heavy Gauss rifle right now. It's too much.
Commander.
Jester, your Emperor. 52. You don't say. And he's in Hydra range. Is that a cook? Come on, how close to this cook are we getting? Oh, we're getting close. We've almost got them completely cooked.
On my way.
Showboat. You're going to continue to walk. That'll put the onager on the edge of your AMS. That'll be fine for now.
Reading you.
Mockingbird's Mackie with the final serve. I think this should do it. Oh, didn't do it. Brace, you're a 100-ton mech. You're more than capable of handling it.
For orders.
Close, are we? We're right there. Alright, let's prepare of Arrow Infernos just for the Marauder.
Copy.
Oh, come on. Okay, it's offline. It's either offline or dead. I don't know which. Alright, starting to pull away. Improved to unsettled. Happy to see that. Okay, we still have one incredibly dangerous target. This marksman can fire an Inferno shell at us and can utterly ruin our day. Unfortunately, I invested everything I had into knocking over the Marauder here, so that's a little bit difficult to work with. I think we're starting to take more fire, but that's what we were expecting. We knew this was going to happen. The real question is whether or not that sniper is going to hit his target or if he misses. If he misses, he could torch his entire company. I mean, that would work too. Gotta remember that the Marauder's right about there. Okay, Cyclops taking the high mountains. Oh, he's got a line of sight on the Vulture. I did not think he was going to be able to get that flank going. Right, so we got to get the Vulture out of there fast. Because I can't afford to have a Gauss Rifle mech in the side back there. Especially not when the Vulture is an XL engine mech. I did not want him to be. He just was. Okay, single large laser? I don't know what I saw next to him. I saw some sort of vehicle. There it is. That's my proper... I thought I saw some sort of vehicle over here. Must not be. Avatar move forward. Incredibly unstable. Gunfire on the Mackie. Mackie's own point defense not engaging. I'm wondering why. Did you break it? Did you overwhelm it? Says it's operational. Not sure why it's not shooting at anything. Because it's actually becoming a bit of a problem. Because I kind of do need people to be protected. That's why I brought the system in the first place.
Understood.
Right, let's go take a peek. Find that Marauder or not really? Got no line of sight on the Marauder. I do, however, have a perfect blast into the back of the Avatar. Let's go gut him. See if we can't get that done. If I go offensive push. 51's not good enough. Just give me a normal strike on him. We'll hopefully get lucky with the Gauss Rifle. We did not get lucky with the Gauss Rifles. It's very unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to, you know, have him taken care of. At least he's unsteady, makes him an easy target, and he's almost lost his side torso, which, while he does have case, which is worthless on a mech with an XL engine, yeah, this mech's going into pieces. Right, I was a little aggressive with the Gauss. She's going to take a little fire. I can get more people to give her cover.
Good to go.
Alright, Onager. Do we see it? I do.
Roger.
Come on, kill him, kill him, kill him. Yes, saves me the trouble, and there she goes. Woo, that marksman going on a trip.
Receiving
Alright, Finn. Primary is to run, secondary is to shoot. Break cover, we'll be good. Well, get into cover.
Understood. Moving fast.
Alright, targets to engage. I have a lot of things to engage. We could find out if he's still shut down there, but I think I want to figure that out in a different way. How is the Avatar so well protected? Huh. Just adds up too much, I suppose. In fact, all of my guided rounds are in terrible shape. Well, if all the guided rounds can't hit, I think we'll do a test shot over here, see if there's still a Marauder. Try and hide. Don't think there is. I think we killed it. Although I wasn't keeping close enough track, I don't think. I'm still letting this bullet come in a little bit closer. Whew. Ah, yes, that would be the King Crab. Firing his twin MRM, well, his MRM-40, his twin Ultra 10s. Alright, King Crack. Shall you roar? Although Crab's roaring seems a little bit odd. Still.
Moving out.
Somebody gets to die. Oh, you get to die. Someone's going to emergency. Someone's going to jail. You're in sensor lock range? You're in sensor lock range. Let's see if we can't remove a king crab in one round. 82%. The heat is on. Ooh, popped it right at the end. And that is the king crack. And this is the battle it was built to wage. Oh god, I love that mech so much. Like you have some idea by now just how much I adore my king crack. I built it to be something incredible, and it was, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Alright, Avatar, go shape charge, just in case, that way if you miss, you don't hit us. And go swarm, I have no interest in taking you alive. Okay, you missed both shots, but we've managed to get the engine crit, and I think that's a knockdown.
Solid connection on that one.
We managed to miss both shots, which was really disappointing, but the Avatar is now on the ground and should be quite vulnerable to additional incoming fire. Couch, where are you? In the Marauder. You don't say. I like to avoid being seen by that one Cyclops, but I don't think that's much of a chance. I may lean into it.
Engaging target.
So we hit him with one of the heavy large lasers, which is good. That's a start. You can run up here to guard as many people as possible. We're starting to pull the new position in. Hey, I have a 63% chance to hit you. Let's go for side torso. Let's actually increase that chance by... that's 69%. Shape charge, please.
Firing.
Head hit? What?
Reporting heavy damage.
How? How did a shape charge artillery shell manage to not blow your head off if it hit you in the head? Must have been the splash. The splash is very slight on the shape charge, but it is there. Oh, didn't quite brush through. I just need a little bit more. Just a tiny amount more splash damage and the entire mech will go up. And the reason why is because the Avatar is an XL engine mech. In fact, it's an Innersphere Omni mech with a built-in XL engine. The extra light engine, half the weight of the normal fusion core, but if you lose your side torsos with an Innersphere one, the entire mech explodes. Or rather, shuts down, stops working, because the engine is there. And the engine's exploding. One bit at a time. I gotta get my onager moving. Gaswolf gonna take quite a bit of fire, as we know. Oh, it's gonna hurt because it's gonna slow her down, and I can't afford to ever slow down.
Minimal damage.
Well, at least you got minimal damage. I don't want to see him, but I don't have a choice. The big baddie hiding in there. Woo, incoming cannon. Marauder under control. Solid control.
Orders.
Marauder. Tabolo or the Cyclops, we know who we're fighting. Hi, buddy.
Copy that.
Another hit with the heavy large laser, and only the heavy large laser, but hey, you're rolling 3 dice. You may as well do what you can.
I got you.
Slip on back, we'll step on forward, we'll keep on engaging. And that's how the Marauders dance. But I will hurt that Cyclops. He's trying to hide up high. I'm not going to let that work. Center torso took a pretty nasty hit on that. That's good. We can get work done on that. More incoming missiles. I need more AMS. I need more AMS. I need more artillery.
Receiving you.
Howl, yes. Avatar Cyclops, Anubis Cyclops. You're dead. You are going to take damage. So let's share the love. Oh, you're a stealth mech. Stealth mechs cannot be multi-targeted. That sucks. So do I want to give up the shot on the Avatar to kill him? He's moving on 9. I think the shot on the Anubis is too good. Oh, if he had hit both, it would have torn him apart. But no, we're going to slip on down. Only the Anubis may see me now. It's going to shed our evasion problems, which is nice. Or not our evasion problems, it's going to shed our stability problems. Gives us a little bit of evasion, but we're currently in direct fire on most of these targets. So their LRMs are manageable in smaller numbers. I do need to start cutting down on them somewhat because these Cyclopses are carrying 20 missiles each. Oh, and you managed to give me a line of sight. That wasn't the plan.
Barely hit, Commander.
Okay, but he can see you, and he's a Cyclops. Here comes the Dreadnought. Please don't see me. Dreadnought did see me. Okay.
Orders.
Finn is going to go for... Finn needs to kill somebody important. I mean, yeah, eventually I need to get that under control. Yeah, you're pretty pathetic for a Shultron. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's get Mr. Dreadnought under control. I don't want to have to deal with him for much longer. So we will conduct a long-range bombardment on him. Let's get that started with a guaranteed I can see you.
Sensors
Because we're
locked
gonna
on.
need it. He's got a lot of firepower. And we need to take care of all of that.
All weapons.
Inferno's on the way. Double tap with the Infernos. And you can continue to slip into better protected positions as they come about.
Location confirmed.
The Crusade, the King Crack. Is that? That is indeed an Anubis. Let's fire 6 shots his way. Not only that,
Battle eliminated.
but we fired the gun low. We're able to recover a lot. And I can dance back.
Location confirmed.
Temperatures are down. Ready for another gun run. How's your cannons? All cannons up. That's what we wanted. That's what we needed. The mech operates on the principle of I'm going to ruin your fun by lighting you on fire. And it works out pretty good. The Onager. The poor Onager has just been sitting still. Oh my. That looked like a lot of arrows. Holy shoot.
I'm here.
That could have been devastating. We gotta deal with that, and we gotta deal with that fast. But first, I gotta shut the Dreadnought off.
Target locked.
Ooh, good strike. Pretty much on, bang on. Very happy with you.
Gone. Reporting minimal damage.
You're set, you're good, you're fine.
Commander.
Yester's Emperor. Pola, Cyclops. Dreadnought has good accuracy. Stalker, bad. Shiltron. Oh, good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is you're getting this. That's the shape charges. And you, my friend, get a little bit of swarm. So enjoy the love. They were made especially for both of you.
Confirmed.
Good kill. Okay, don't have to worry about that anymore. That was incredibly dangerous. Had he gotten even a little bit lucky on Howl, he could have annihilated her.
Enemy down.
So we've got more taken care of, and the Emperor continues his march, being one of the better fire support mechs that we have in general. Not that our other fire support mechs aren't good, but I mean, dude, come on, he's amazing at what he does. Black Knight stepping forward, getting ready to move on in. It's gonna take us a little while to actually get into a good position to do anything about it, but hey, baby steps. Hopefully we move for the Dreadnought, but no guarantees. He's on 25, probably him. I can only imagine that he's got an incredible pilot that I can't handle. But if we get lucky, and I move before him, I can kill him. The rain is getting a little bit rough. Paradox
Commander.
in the Onager. You, hi.
Affirmative.
More Hydra. Got him. Dreadnought is offline, baby. So the TBM carrier was killed by the twin mortar strike. The Dreadnought is currently now sitting offline on basically the ground. We've got a couple of Cyclopses around us, but other than that, feeling pretty fine. Coach,
Yep.
you're a marauder. Step on forward. Stand and be counted, sir.
You got it.
To the head. Have a large laser Gauss rifle. None of these are capable of actually punching through his head armor. But, fairly sensor lockdown. Will that improve me at all? I am just barely within sensor lock range.
Sensors locked on.
Target it. Go for the face.
Here we go.
I think that was a pile of lethal.
Target down.
I think I double tapped his head. I sure as heck didn't go through his center torso. That risk Dreadnought has hardened ferrofibrous armor. Point defenses from friendlies are finally in range to support the Goswolf, so we've gotten that mostly under control. Feeling happy. Cyclops, cooking a bit. That's a dangerous position to place yourself in, sir. Considering the amount of extra cooking that I can do, you really don't want to do that. Trust me. Okay, Cyclops, or what are you? Who are you? You're the Shiltron. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I care less about the Shiltron and more about the Cyclops. The accuracy is bad, sir. I don't remember asking you a gosh darn thing. Let it roll. There we go. Starting to work him down a bit.
Heat damage.
The accuracy on direct fire is not worth shooting at, I don't think. I mean, maybe. It's a 50-50 coin flip. For 112 damage. No, I'm going to turn a little bit. Refocus the gun. 30. 30 is not good enough. How much is Senator's armor? Doesn't matter. He's badly damaged.
Roger.
And
Target
enjoy.
confirmed.
Nice little shell right to his face. Alright, Howl.
Yes, Commander.
About to get into a duel with a mech much larger than her. But then again, what else is new with Howl? This is her norm at this point. Oh, I need to get into a fight with a mech that is twice my size? Where do I sign up? Well, it turns out, right here. Hi, friend.
Targeting for now.
Okay, the medium laser's doing a little bit more than her gas rifles at the moment, but hey.
Waiting for orders.
Shobot's gonna dive on in there, she's gonna get involved as well, and she's gonna get her temperature a high. Let's light it up. Endo TSM
That would be amazing.
on. She'll move faster, she'll hit harder. Like 10 tons of bricks. No. You're the one I want. But the accuracy's garbage. May as well.
Copy that.
Oh, got both of them, and the swarm strike not bad at all.
Scored a critical hit.
I need better sensor information over on that target because I do desire to know exactly what's going down with him.
Waiting for
Finn,
orders.
do you have that sensor information that I need? You do. You absolutely do. Guided, sir, coming your way.
Roger that.
Got a hit. Oh, he's going down. On his back, vulnerable. Now the pain begins.
Affirmative.
So first, they seemed to ambush us along the road, and then we were able to basically start to take charge of the entire situation. Life is sweet. How long it stays sweet? Well, you never know. Things could change almost instantaneously, and we have just been taking consistent
Minimal
damage
on that hit.
from those missiles. We're still in good shape, though. At least on the Onager. I'm a little bit worried about trying to get into a duel right now. What are you? A little worried getting into the duel with the Cyclops over on the left flank with Howl. Twin ballistic, twin missile, energy. I don't know what you are, and I desire to know. Shieldron shifting off to the side, getting awfully close to that flame. Getting involved with the Gausswolf, that's not good. The Gausswolf's duel should be respected as her and again her opponent. Well, and all of my company too, but we don't say that out loud. Polo is a good shot. How much health? 19. Doesn't have multi-target, so it doesn't matter. Shut off the Gauss rifle, let it settle, and... Oh, crushed. Just crunched.
Enemy eliminated.
Alright, so we've taken care of one of the Cyclopses. We have another Cyclops to work down.
Order acknowledged.
But it looks like we've got him a little bit on the run. So we're dealing with a Cyclops, a Shieldtron, a Bolo, and a Stalker. There should be one more mech, I think, out there? I'm not sure on that at all. I'm guessing. Cyclops one to the side, opening fire on the Gausswolf, lots of incoming fire, but this is the command. No, this is not even the command variant. He's got 3 medium lasers and just a couple of missiles, and he's already cooking himself? What are you?
Aye, aye.
In terms of actual Cyclops capability, just what the heck do you think you are? Could hit the Bola, could hit the Stalker. Yeah, let's see if we can't delete the Bola. With half guns firing, structure has been exposed.
Ready for orders.
In. Guideds are not going to do it. Yeah, what is this Cyclops? God, that's pathetic.
Fire.
In terms of firepower? That's a level of no thank you. Just gonna deal with you aggressively. It'll take care of you. And you get to go down. I hope anyway. There we go, bullet removed.
Reporting vehicle destroyed.
And now Howl,
For orders.
continuing her duel. Oh, and she gets the side angle. She can even see the Soltron if she wants. Gonna get you in that nice, juicy minimum range, short range bracket.
Just running.
And you can vigilance. Hi. There we go. Now we're hitting with some gas rifle shells.
Aye, aye.
Jester and the Emperor. Shape charge. Let's warlord it up, buddy. You wanted this, not us. We fired them together. So that's going to be a knockdown Cyclops.
I'm out of AC-10 ammo.
So we're out of shape charge. We've only got the high explosive left to go. We have been a little bit overly aggressive with our ammunition in the Emperor, but I think it's been working out okay for us. So you are just gonna run like a mad woman, mainly because you can. Black Knight does not care. Turn off medium lasers just to keep temperatures under control, but we need to keep the temperature high. That's the trick.
Affirmative.
You balance your temperatures with endo TSM. So it has been suggested, and I agree, it's a good idea. I'm hesitant at this moment to install it for various reasons, but a heat bank would not go poorly taken on that mech, because the heat bank will allow us to keep the temperature high without having to worry about actual taking shutdown checks. He hit it, he set off the ammo, and boom, it's gone. Just a couple more mechs to take care of. Stalker and a Shiltron. Once they're down. It's a Stalker 5M, so it's a block standard Stalker. And he's been trying so hard to shell out the Onager, while the rest of his force has just been getting cleaned up.
Orders.
Yeah, Howl, do you see him? You do not. Yeah, there. Oh, if I sprinted, I could get in the short range. With the Gauss rifles.
Aye, aye.
Not so much with the normal guns, but
Five.
there you go. Got an okay hit. The Shiltron's not hurting all that much yet, but we're working on it.
Reporting negative damage.
Oh, you didn't hit him at all? I thought you hit him a little bit. That's kind of pathetic. Come on, Howl. You can do better than that. Mainly, we need the Gauss rifles on target. Shiltron moving. Ooh, it's this jamming field. Holy shoot.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
Yeah, you are. At least there was nothing in that leg as a free repair, but Jesus. That was brutal. Hi, Shiltron. Go away. Okay, that's the start. I have a lot more where that came from.
Commander.
43 and 50. Shape charge, I'll warlord it. We'll see if we can't get something good out of it. See, what was the other one? No, 50, 56.
10-4.
Coin flip. Good hit. Stand still. You're fine.
Order.
Death Crusade in the King Crack. One of my guns is jammed. Aha. I have a shot.
Going full throttle.
Guns. 666. Let's see if I can't sensor lock you as well. Now this will be a little bit harder to crack because he is not packing an XL engine. This is the bog standard one. 70%. We got incoming, buddy. And the temperatures are high. Black Knight. That was brutal, sir. I commend you for your brutality. But I also need to vigilance. I'm going to target you with multiple medium lasers. If this doesn't work next turn, I am going to ask you a question. Just to see what your answer is. Yeah. You're going down. Just to make sure. The amount of damage you dealt to Howl was ridiculous. I did not realize he even had the capability to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten so close. I thought he was just going to be a pushover, but no. No, this guy does not have any chill at all. So I'm going to make sure that he stops existing.
10-4.
Okay, Shiltron dead. Got that taken care of.
Frag the vehicle.
Just gotta deal with a stalker.
Commander.
Hopefully without, you know, losing a limb.
Confirmed.
Hi. Thumper artillery. Direct fire? Direct fire. I only have high explosive shells at this point, but hey, let's rock and roll, baby.
Here it comes.
And then the rain! And he's gone.
Hostile removed.
Situation under control. Is there a pathway down? I don't know.
Moving fast.
Waiting.
Alrighty. You can finally get out of the fire, Onager.
Roger that. Going to full throttle.
Onager was tanking like a champ.
Go.
Gotta give it credit. Lots of credit for what it does. King Crack, as always, a bullet hose. He rolled up on that enemy King Crab and he just eliminated it.
All right, let's move.
Just held down the trigger until the guns were steaming. Worked there quite beautifully, actually. I honestly was not quite expecting. I had hopes that that would work, but I didn't quite know. But just with the last couple of rounds, he finally managed to just chew through the rest of the mech. It was gorgeous.
Receiving you.
God, that mech is so cool. I really do like it. It is my favorite. Maximum speed, Howl. Yeah, you're kind of slowed down because your legs are busted. On the bright side, those leg repairs are free, so they don't cost you anything.
Affirmative.
We just need to get to the evac location, and we'll get everything taken care of. Everyone will live happily ever after, assuming no reinforcements.
Okay. Going full
Which we
throttle.
can't assume, but we can hope. I'd also like to have everybody, you know, back together again. Oh, my MS is just out of ammo.
Good to
So we
go.
just burned through all the ammo. Oh, she's got to stand just outside. Really?
Affirmative.
Well, at least the mech's on fire. So she'll keep the temperatures nice and high. Well, as high as she can.
Okay.
King Crack on the way.
Yes.
Quad racks are the way to go.
Moving at full throttle.
I need to come up. I'm trying to figure out a way to make racks so that they can actually weigh their actual standard tabletop weight. Because the racks that we have in game are super heavy.
Let's go.
Theoretically as a balancing measure to keep them from overpowering. But part of that is due to the fact that, unfortunately, the guns have been bumped much higher than every other weapon system in the game.
Double
So
time. Let's go.
they end up becoming an incredibly efficient use of tonnage. Too efficient, if we're completely honest. I've been trying to come up with an alternate way of doing rack 5s and or doing AC5s and AC2s, but I'm still in the building process of that.
Commander.
Alright, stand in the zone. It is ours.
Ready for orders.
This base belongs to us. We have conquered it with the greatest firepower. We're down to 106 rounds of frag ammo. It's got 5.6 rounds of shooting. Once those 5.6 rounds of shooting are up, it's got nothing. I'd love to put in more ammo, and if I can get my hands on a couple more clan racks, clan rack 5s, I can do that. The trouble is, I don't know where to find clan rack 5s. Especially because we're so deep in interspace space. We'd have to go all the way to clan space, and I don't even, and even then, I wouldn't know where to find them since Apollo never found any clan racks.
The asset has been secured.
Alright, we are out of here and done, baby. So, Howl took a little bit more damage than intended. I got a little bit cocky at the end. Didn't quite understand and realize how powerful Shieldtrons could actually be. However, didn't blow up any actual equipment. Sure, the leg's been shattered, but we can repair that. Negatives on the income on that one. Yeah, the Gausswolf onto that leg. Just lost a hip, a lower leg, and a foot. Those are all free repair. Well, not the free. They do cost C-bills, but in terms of time, they're free. Got an 8-day time on Finn being down because he got banged around the cockpit when he fell over. King Crab's coming in high quantities. So it was a 002. Quite the deadly one. Hey, there's the entirety of the Marauder, as well as the Dreadnought. That's incredibly tempting to grab. Long-ton cannons. You know what? Give it to me. You can't pass it up. It's a 100-ton Dreadnought. Get in my company. Got the King Crab part, quantity 1. Got most of the Marauder, just shy of it though. Unfortunately, got the composite, the emergency coolant, 2 XL engines, 2 cell, double gas, always useful. Caseless ammo, just somewhat useless. Indirect fire control system plus, nice. Okay, so the +3 indirect accuracy is nice to put on some of our, artillery mechs. The gun artillery doesn't make use of it all that much, unfortunately, because, well, it can be difficult to get an accurate shot in a difficult-to-look area. But yeah, we have a brand new mech in the company, which means we have several brand new mechs in the company, and I'm not sure I want to save it, if I'm completely honest. It is a risk mech. Risk mechs are amazing. The sensor systems and fire control systems that they bring to the table are absolutely gorgeous. However, and it is a bit of a big however, I've already built one of these before, and I'm not sure I want to do it. 267,000 for the next 16 days. That's mostly Howl, but we can afford it. We have the money, and I have several mech parts to sell, which should make us a decent amount of cash. Show me my mech bay. Longbow just sitting there. So the stalker part, no thank you. Gives a little bit of seed money. King Crab 002. Twin UAC 10s and MRMs. It's not a bad version. And of course, the Marauder LT. I hate this mech because it hurts. It hurts so good. Alright, then build the Matar. But it's not really Matar. It's a special risk mech. So what is actually left on this mech? Theoretically everything. But I'm guessing nothing. The fusion core survived. So there will be that. It'll also be incredibly expensive to build. Right, so... Ooh, the Spinal Mount Heavy Gauss Rifle survived. That is quite lovely. Slightly overweight, as you can see. I don't have one of these mechs. I really do need one. I just wouldn't build it quite in this way. But it's got everything built on into it. What it does need, though, is a axle engine for that extra tonnage. This is enough ammunition to run this gun for 20 rounds. I don't need a light PPC. Don't be ridiculous. It is super slow. Some might say stupid slow. I can't run heavy ferro if I want to. God, what would I do with this thing? Oh, composite. Oh no, no, thank you. Give me a real structural system. Can't even fit. It has to be that. I don't know if I'd want this. Heavy PPCs are super heavy. They actually don't deal all that much damage when compared to what you can do with them. So what we would do is we would need a pair of weapon mounts and move the double heat sinks internal, and then weapon lasers. We would want large improved heavy large lasers. This is... I've built this mech before. I've built this literal exact mech. Ugh. I don't know if I want to do it again. It's a good mech. It's an undying mech. It'll stand in the middle of a field and just annihilate everything that comes its way. But it is a mech I have done before. It's capable of doing anything you want. This mech can do anything you want, because it does have hugely open torso slots. I don't know if it's an Omni, but it certainly is very customizable. This mech obviously wouldn't be what we would build it as. It's much, much too hot. We would need, at the very least, an exchanger on board, and a good one at that. So, give me the exchanger plus. We're still looking at a temperature of 75 for 192. What we would need is we would need to change out the engine system, or the heatsink system, for a, where is it? Prototype double heatsink kit. And then we would need to throw on several prototype double heatsinks. Composite may have to be the way to go. Yeah, I need a lot of these. Pull out the endo steel, just to humor me. think we need at least 6. More. $81. Don't need that. I only need 1 ton. Close. Just 2 more. $97 for 94. 13 tons overweight. Oh, it's only 16 tons. That's fascinating. But if we pull this out, it easily handles that. Easily handles that. So much that I would want a bigger core in it. So it's a 250 right now. The 250 gives me a 6.3. 380. Obviously can't fit it, but 5.8. 300. 300 is a 4.7. Give me a 280. Okay, so the 300 is my sprint breakpoint. I would be 1.74 tons overweight, but that's actually not a problem because my heat is now too high because I removed the Gauss rifle. I can remove 2 of these. Puts me at 89 for 91, which is brilliant. Go to the AMS tab. Integrated laser AMS is not an option, unfortunately. Laser AMS Pirate. 5 tons overweight. However, and this is something you need to know with hardened ferrofibrous, is that it gives you a 50% armor multiplier. So you can trim quite heavily. You will still spawn with a huge amount of armor. It also weighs a ton. So I will drop down to 50 on my shoulder blades here. 60 there. Center torso will go down to 200. Might even go down to 180. Bring these to 180, that's for sure. 160. Center torso will go down to 180. Trim the arms a little bit. There we are. So, Exchanger plus plus in the head, probably not the safest place for it. Whole bunch of prototype double heatsink kits, 2 large improved heavy large lasers, 2 large heavy lasers, and a prototype laser AMS Pirate, which I also need on top of that a pair of life support systems for gunnery in order to keep the Pirate laser AMS from jamming. I only have a gunnery support A. Cockpit I don't want to remove because it's just too darn good. I can't remove it with this, with the rangefinder. But if I keep the laser AMS in personal mode, I can reduce the chance of shooting myself in the foot. But I do need a gunnery 12 in order to make it so I can use it without blowing it up. The alternative to this is a better AMS on board in general. So we'll just gotta give myself a little bit more here. There we go. Right, so the mech is chill for the most part. Honestly, I would like to make it a little bit more chill simply because the laser AMS is gonna cook like it's nobody's business. Especially when it goes into everybody protection mode because the radius is gigantic. So can I do anything else to support this? Oh shoot, yeah, I need a Nova. I need a little bit more weight out of this mech. You know what I don't have on this mech right now? I don't have any structure or gyro. Do you have a dreadnought gyro? Gyro defense. That'll help. I also don't have an XL engine. Holy god, how'd I get away with that one? Patchwork materials. Patchwork materials. Repair. Anything else that I can throw in here? The only thing I don't want to do... I need 6 additional slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am 1 slot short. Where am I 1 slot? I don't have any. I need all these prototype double heatsinks. Too much. So... It's got to be trimmed more. That's okay. The armor on a mech like this, with hardened ferrofibrous armor, will infinitely regenerate. So you don't have to worry that much about how much armor you have. Especially if you have turns in order to build it up. The fire control risk gives you breaching shots, +1 evasion pips ignored automatically, which is good on any weapon that you use. So if we're using large improved heavy large lasers, it's fine. The cockpit risk gives you a sensor bonus and has a built-in minor armored cowl, which is why the first shot was not able to blow his head off, because he had 5 additional armor to protect him from. And the risk sensors are just amazingly powerful, and it has the built-in sure system. The Nova CEWS will give us even more sort of ECM and sensor systems, so this thing will be pretty powerful with that. It's got a 300 rate of fusion core to move it relatively fast, but the large heavy lasers have a pretty decent range. The only thing more we could do to this mech would be to have upper recoil pluses. I don't have enough for both, but it would be 2 more tons of weight to find somewhere. Not sure where. Might actually pull off 2 prototypable heatsinks in order to get that. I may drop the exchanger down from a exchanger tier 3 or exchanger tier 2 to a clan tier 1, because that'll give us 15% heat instead of 20% heat, but it'll also give us 2 tons, and that might be where we'll pull that from. So if we get another upper recoil plus, we'll probably increase the accuracy of the large improved heavy large lasers again. I've built this mech before in a very similar format. It's really good, which is why I'm actually using it. Like, I really don't want to, but I kind of have to. It's too good of a mech not to use. I can't put it in a Gyro XL because it's the hardened ferrofibers takes way too much space. But yeah, we'll build that. That'll eat up a lot of money. But when this is done, that'll be a fully functional 100-tonner. So, losing the spinal mounted gas rifle. Only weighs 16 tons though. I wonder if I could do to my catapult. Give it a spinal heavy gas rifle. Oh god. Our mech bay is filling up. We're gonna have to start looking at selling things, because we have too much in this pile right now. Just too much. Too gosh darn much. You go to top, then you go to top to get above him. The catapult Mark III, it stays below. Roughneck Dreadnought, yeah. Dreadnought in a very, very long time. But we'll get the rest of the mechs going in a couple of days. That'll allow us to keep on pressuring. The last thing, of course, check the store. You never know what may come up in the store. I could find 2 more large improved heavy lasers instead of having to use the normals. The difference between a large improved heavy large laser and a normal heavy large laser is the normal heavy large laser has an accuracy of -1. So it helps out a little bit. Every little bit helps. Give me another ton of that because I'm collecting. I probably shouldn't be, but I am. Small X-Pulse, no. X-Pulses are basically heavy large lasers, or just heavy lasers of their equivalent size, except they have an increase in accuracy and an increase because they ignore an evasion pip and they have a +1 accuracy, but they tend to weigh a lot more. They weigh as much as pulse lasers. So whereas a clan heavy large laser will weigh 4 tons with a -1 accuracy, and an improved heavy large laser will weigh 4 tons with a blank accuracy, the X-Pulse laser, which does the same amount of damage, will be +1 accuracy, -1 evasion pips ignored, and do the same damage, but for 7 tons. So, if the accuracy is worth those 3 tons, hey, you've got an interesting weapon system that is freely available throughout the industry. Do I need more of this? I desperately do. Thank you.
New equipment available.
Light tag is so tempting, but I have 2 of them already. Which just goes to show how much I do not use them. Radical compact heatsink kit. That's fascinating. That would be so useful on small mechs. Huh. Pretty cool. The reason why my compact heatsink kits are good on small mechs is because it's a double heatsink kit, but the external double heatsinks only take up a single slot. However, they weigh like 2 or 3 tons, so they're much heavier than normal. But if you're a light mech with a whole bunch of external heatsinks, the first 10 heatsinks are always free in terms of weight. So for a compact engine, if you're just using no additional heatsinks, it's perfect because it keeps your crit spaces small while still giving you the advantage of a double heatsink kit on a small mech with a lot of external heatsinks. They're brilliant for that. Once you start moving up in tonnages, when you get larger mechs, they're horrible because all of your heatsinks are already internal. So external heatsinks are just going to cost you extra weight for smaller size. Alright, that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. I have been CRAC. If you like what you've been seeing, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because I'm being told now that apparently if you don't subscribe, it makes it much harder to find our channel. So if you just stumbled across our channel for this once and you've been enjoying yourself, please do subscribe so that you can always get notifications whenever we do things, which happens to be every single day. So you'll definitely want to tune in for that. And I will see you all in the next episode.